This video is on estimating and rounding. So it probably sounds like it's really simple. It's not too bad, but it takes a little concentration here. All right, so we start off with this question. So I'll read the question first and then we'll start writing it out. So it says approximately how many square tiles that measure 9 inches on a side would be needed to cover the floor of a room that measures 23 feet by 18 feet. Okay, so let's write that out. So we got these tiles equal 9 inches on a side. Okay, so that's first. And the room, equals 23 by 18. Okay, so they want to know how many tiles, right? Okay, so first of all, if we have 9 inches on a side, so 9 inches is 3/4 of a foot, right? So 3/4 times 3/4, give me that, equals 9/16 of a foot squared. Okay, so that's what we have for a tile. 9/16 of a foot squared. Okay, and this is where the estimation comes in, right? If we see 9/16, then we're just going to say that's a half, right? And that's going to be the rounding estimating part. And we'll go ahead and do this now. And the 23 by 18, we know if we're just estimating, we're going to call it 25 by 20. Okay, and that'll come into play here in a little bit. Okay, so we got a half a foot per tile. So another way of saying that, it's a little bit easier from the math standpoint, is that it will be 2 tiles, per square foot. Okay, 2 tiles per square foot. Okay, now we're going somewhere. And then if we take that, we rounded up our room to be 25 by 20, right? It's 500. Okay, so now we know we have 2 tiles per square foot. We have 500 feet we got to worry about. 2 times 500 equals 1,000. Okay, and that is our answer, right? It will require approximately 1,000 tiles. Okay, and so you got to be familiar with that kind of a question, being able to go from 9 inches on a side to half of a foot squared per tile. Okay, let's do a different one. So got to be ready for questions like that. And what's another one? Okay, so we go, person runs 3.5 meters per second. And how many meters in 1 hour at this rate? Okay, so with this one, and so like you see questions like this in a few different places in this exam. Like if you look at the unit conversion, which is a different video and a different little section, it's comparable, right? Where you start off at something that's measuring per second. And so first of all, we got to go to per minute, then we go to per hour. Okay, so math of it isn't really all that hard. So if I'm going 3.5 meters per second, 60 seconds in an hour, that will leave us with 210 meters per minute at this rate. Okay, and then we just do that one more time. 60 minutes in an hour, 210 times 60, and that'll get us to 12,600 meters. That's it. Okay, so the first one it required a little bit more, right, than the second one, but both these are two of really the most common estimating or rounding type questions that you're going to see on the test.